Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about a topic that was suggested to me by a friend. And, or obviously you can tell from the title. Why is the microphone? Stay down. Okay, as you can tell from the title, the goods, the bad, and the ugly of cancel culture. Obviously, cancel culture has been around since, let's say, 2015, probably even before that. But it has affected lots of people. Some of those people deserved it. Some of those people kind of deserved it, but then it was like, it's not that big of a deal. You know? It's not, you shouldn't have to, you know. And then so some of them were just undeserving to the point of, like, how is this human gonna support his family now? Type situation. Like, it's messed up. So, first we're gonna talk about the goods, obviously. So the goods of cancel culture are, it's good for enforcing big corporations to change. That is a good thing. Like, because normal people couldn't affect big corporations for a long time. And now we have the power to affect these big corporations. And if we wanted to, like, we have the power of our money and the power of our voice now to change big corporations. Unlike, did Blizzard? I don't know if Blizzard changed. I don't know if they had a whole sexual allegation chat. It was a whole thing. There was a whole thing on Blizzard. But it is good that we can force these companies to change their work culture, and yeah, I feel like that's a great thing. Enforcing a better work culture for lots of people. We should probably start doing that for Amazon, but honestly, I don't think Amazon's going to change unless people stop buying from them, and people aren't going to stop buying from them because of convenience. If you're convenient enough, people will ignore things. That's what I guess you should learn from Amazon. If you're convenient enough, people will forget. And that's that. I don't think that's good. That's not a good thing, you know. You know, the negatives, the positives. If you work for Amazon, I feel honestly sorry for you. Super sorry for you. But also, you're working for Amazon, so you kind of, job. It's a job. Well, that's all I could say. Also, I think cancel culture has kind of, when it comes to these big corporations, they kind of misfocus their whole alignment thing. Like, I don't know why I would cancel more big corporations for stopping people from making unions. That's a crazy thing. Like, they have the power to influence people to not make unions, so that way they don't have to listen to the people, their workers, basically. That's something that should definitely be looked at and handled, especially in anyways. So those are the goods. There's not much good from cancel culture. Now we're gonna go on to the bads, and the bad of cancel culture is when, I think a good situation to point out is the Call Me Carson situation, where he was talking to some fans in a sexual tone. Let's just say that he was talking to some fans in a sexual tone, and he was 19 at the time, they were 17, and he got canceled. But for me personally, it made no sense, because why would you? Because 19 and 17-year-olds are going to be in the same area in normal day life. Like, if they aren't if they're not personalities on the internet, they're going to be near each other. Like, because high school is a thing, well, not university, but high school definitely. There's going to be 19 and 17-year-olds that are dating each other. So even I think within some type of confinement age range, they're still okay to date and it's perfectly fine. So I don't really understand why people got so mad at him, because I was like, he was 19 at the time. First of all, y'all brought it up. He was 21, right? That's 2 years later. And it's like, oh yeah, because he had a power dynamic. And I'm like, that's not. If you really think about it, most nowadays, females have the power dynamic in almost every situation. Societally, they do. Any situation, they have the power dynamic. No matter what. If that was me, I would be scared to talk to any type of fans or anything like that, because they have actually the power, because they can lie. Because there's a thing called lying, and people do it. And if people are given the opportunity to lie, most of the time they will do it. I don't know if there's some type of statistic like that, but I'm pretty sure I could say most of the time people will lie. So there's that. So that whole situation, and he got canceled. He's still canceled, but he's streaming now, but he's not like streaming with all his friends anymore. Or I just said anymore twice. He's not streaming with his friends anymore because they kind of just disassociated themselves from him. And I'm like, I guess, but I don't understand why. Because from what I heard from Jay Schlatt, it sounded like he was still doing it. Like he was still messaging fans. I don't know the details in that. No one else came out. No one else came out about it. So it was kind of just I don't know. He went to therapy. And he changed, and then he did a whole year of just recently ended just a year of charity. Basically, all the funds from his YouTube videos and Twitch streams went to charity, and all donations went to charity. So I was like, okay, I'm fine with that. Like, I don't watch Call Me Carson anymore, but that's just because of personal preference in comedy more than anything. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with him personally or his experiences. So that's definitely a bad. I think there's a couple others where it's like this. I don't think the charges were serious enough to just completely cancel them off the internet. Like it made kind of no sense for me. Like there are some situations out there that's just like, why are you canceling? Like when you go back in time and you pick out some stupid little clip or something. Like if we were to go back and imagine if we were to go back in time and record all the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. Like people say some crazy stuff on there, and if you could know who said it, that would be it'd be crazy. Like, there are a lot of things. People say a lot of things on the internet when they're young and stupid. Like, there are crazy things people have said before. Call of Duty is one place where it's like, Xbox 360 gaming lobbies. Yeah, no, don't be there. Don't talk. Keep it mute. If you're with your family, keep it mute. Don't turn it on, because you're gonna hear the most vulgar and insane stuff coming from those lobbies. It's just insane. And there's bringing up things from the past, I don't understand them. I don't understand why we do that. Because, like, yeah, sure, he can bring it up from the past, and they'll probably apologize for saying it and for doing it. But then to immediately cancel him and then try to take away his livelihood is insane. Because it's like, yo, I'm getting reprimanded for something I did 10, 15 years ago. That's because people, like, I think cancel culture doesn't realize people change. People change. And people learn from their mistakes. So and if you just cancel people, well, people aren't going to be willing to listen. It's just kind of like, if you get always, like, what's the word? Preached. If you always get preached to, people don't like being preached at. That's just the thing. No one likes to be preached at 24/7. No one likes it. So if you do it all the time, people are going to start to hate you, or start to hate your movement at least, because it's just always consistently preaching about what I'm doing wrong, and it's annoying. No one wants to be told all the time what I'm doing wrong. If you make suggestions and give advice, maybe sure, but don't coat that advice in more like BS, fake type of like curving around insults. No one likes it. No one cares for it. So that's the bad. Now we're going to get on to the ugly, which is mainly just false allegations. False allegations happen sometimes. We can take the Johnny... I mean, I don't know the full extent of the Johnny Depp case, but from what we know, okay, I'm just going based off of what we know. It turns out Amber Heard was basically full on abusing this man. They get a divorce. She says that she comes out, like a year or two later, saying that she was abused by Johnny Depp, and then the whole feminist movement, like, she was at rallies and everything. The whole feminist movement, like, follows her and just cheers for her and, like, yeah, tell your story, queen. Yeah, Johnny Depp is bad. Then he loses a bunch of movie deals, and it's just insane. Like, he loses Pirates of the Caribbean, like, all his Disney movies. Just loses them all. So he loses basically a lot of money, too. Then he also lost a lot of money in the divorce, because I think she took half. And it's like, and everyone believed her. And then some audio clips come out. And then there are still, you know what's crazy? There's still people that believe her. Like, believe that Johnny Depp is the bad guy in the situation. I'm like, he's not, though. Like, she's a lot worse because of what she did publicly. Like, they probably were maybe abusive to each other in the relationship. I'm probably sure Johnny Depp is, like, I don't think he's physically abusive, but he's probably psychologically abusive. Could be. Like, that could be. I don't know. I wasn't in the relationship. That could be a thing. But she was definitely physically abusive. You can tell there are a lot of details right there. And it was also because she came out publicly with it. Like, that could have all been kept hidden, but no, you decide to bring it out. And you decided to put so much of the fault, like, you didn't want to take any blame. You don't want to take any accountability for that situation. So she pushed it all on Johnny, and now then Johnny gets canceled. And it's a horrible situation. And there's a lot of, and it happens to, like, Johnny Depp is lucky because he's Johnny Depp. But imagine it happening to, like, an everyday man. You know, like a normal Joe, someone working a normal 9 to 5 and just living life, and they get accused of false allegation, and then they can't, or like, or even small creators or something like that, they get falsely accused or something, and then they're just kicked off the internet, and all their livelihood is gone, and all the things and things that they've worked for and progress for. Like, if they actually do it, that's another story. But if it's not even proven yet, like, wait until they go to a court trial, especially for like false allegations. And if an allegation is made and they're not taken to court, what are you doing? Don't make allegations then. If you're not going to take them to court, don't make allegations, because it's messed up what you're doing now. It's like, just I understand it's tough for a victim to come out about this. But if you are going to make an allegation, don't make it on the internet, take it to court. Because then he can go to jail, there's proof he went to jail, and then he will be canceled because he won't have a job anymore. Because he will be basically banned off the internet because he's in jail. And he can't get on the internet then, and he can't make YouTube videos, and his viewership will obviously disappear at that rate. Because guess what? He's not gonna have any viewers, because people are already gonna find out about it through news networks and the local court system or wherever. Or if you talk about it and you come out about it, okay. Like, this, obviously, as we all know, we can all see right now the whole Amaranth situation that's going on. I personally don't want to talk about it until I see both sides of the story, because I watch Destiny, and from what he says, which makes a lot of sense to me, he says that when one side is recording, it's very easy for the one side to make the other side look bad without taking any accountability for what happened. So it could be that they were, because in most cases, it's most of the time, in most domestic abuse cases, it's both parties that are doing the abuse. Most of the times. I think it's like 70, maybe 65, something like that. I don't know exactly. I'd probably have to look it up. And I'll probably put a link down in the description. So if you want to look it up, you can. Or no, you can just look it up yourself. I'm not going to do all that work. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Anyways. So that's the, like, it's crazy how just one allegation can ruin your whole career. And it could be proven false, and you could still be, and your career could still be completely ruined. That's the problem. Like, university students, I think it's happened to a couple university students where a girl or a girl's friend has lied that, rape happened, and I think there's one story. It was about a Harvard student. He went out to the bar alone one night. He went alone out to the bar. He met a girl. They were both drunk, obviously. They both went back to her dorm. They had, sex, and then they left. And then he left the next morning. The girl's friend said that he essayed her, and then they went to court. It was proven he was not guilty, but he still was expelled from school. What? You still kept him expelled even though he was proven not guilty? And that's the problem. He was proven not guilty, but he's still a dickhead and whatever. He still did it. It's like, how can you believe that? How can you, it was proven. They said she lied. They said she lied, because on the videotape it was like they were both going back. They both agreed. They were both making out on the way back. So It was consensual. And the friend, I guess, got jealous or something, and just got jealous because her friend got picked up instead of her. So she's like, you know what? I'm gonna ruin this guy's life because he didn't pick me. Like, that's first of all, insane. Second of all, crazy. Like, what? And then the university being like, you know what? No, you're not allowed back in because I don't know. They didn't have any good. They didn't have any good legal reason to do it. And since universities are private, they technically can. They don't have to listen. And I find that fucked up. So then also you take his tuition, and then you're like, you know what? You're not allowed here. You're expelled now for something that you didn't do. You're expelled. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's the worst part about cancel culture. Because then he's still canceled on the internet too. And he's still talked about on the internet like he's a bad guy. But he's actually completely normal. And he's just trying to live his life. And just because of one allegation that was false. And it's crazy that there's no punishment for false allegations. Like, no severe... Like, I feel like if we were up that to like a misdemeanor maybe, or something like that, like something where it's like you have to spend community service time like away, because it's insane. Anyways, I think I've talked enough about this. It just pisses me off that it happens. Like, it was good for a while, but now it's no longer needed. At the end of the day, cancel culture isn't really needed because it's abusive. And now we call it deplatforming, which is... Sneeko was deplatformed, but I mean, he kind of deserved it. He deserved it. He broke the guidelines. He broke the rules. So they banned him. Andrew Tate, on the other hand, it's like... It's because he was just so aggressive with it. Like, you have to learn how to be diplomatic. Because if you're diplomatic, people are willing to listen to you because you're listening to them. It's just a thing. It's a give and go of basically everything. So, yeah, that's probably going to be the end of this video. I'm done now. 22 minutes. I got in. If you liked the video, like it. If you want to keep updated and see me in your recommended, hit the subscribe and also hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. I'll see y'all later and peace out. I just did the hand signs. Okay.